Hi guys, this is Chitra. In this video lecture, we are going to see with introduction to functional dependency. It is very important and most important topic in database management system. So from this only you are able to suppose to identify the normalization, and without knowing the functional dependency, you are not supposed to do your normalization. So here in this video, we are going to see what is functional dependency, what are the types of functional dependency with an example, each with an example. So what is functional dependency? What is functional dependency? In a relation, collection of attributes will be there. So what is the relationship between the set of attributes? You are going to find the relationship between the set of attributes. So what is relationship here? Relationship means that a set of attribute which derives the values of another attribute, which uniquely determines the values of another attribute, and it is called as here functional dependency. Uniquely determines. What is it? Functional dependency? A set of attribute which derives unique values of another attribute, then it is called as a functional dependency. How will you represent it? It will be represented as x tends to y. X tends to y. So what it means that y is functionally dependent on x. Y is functionally dependent on x. That is, x derives the value of y. X uniquely determines the value of y. This is what is here functional dependency. We'll see an example. For example, faculty ID and faculty name, and then faculty address and faculty mobile phone. So these are the four attributes: faculty ID, name, address and phone number. So these are the four attributes are there in your faculty relation. Now with the help of faculty ID, I can find the name of the faculty, address of the faculty, and then the phone number of the faculty. So this is what is your functional dependency. What is it? Faculty ID tends to faculty name, address and mobile number. So this is what is your functional dependency. We'll see an example. So we have three attributes: student ID, student name, student age. What is student? Now we are going to find the relationship. So from the student ID, we are supposed to identify the student name and student age. So STUID tends to student name, student age. So this is what is your functional dependency. You know that in Anna University, whenever you are giving your register number and date of birth, you are able to see your internal marks. You are able to see your result. So this is what is your functional dependency. With the help of your register number and then their date of birth, we can find the other attribute like result, your internal mark for each and every subject. So this is what is your functional dependency. So now we see that what are the different types of functional dependency: trivial functional dependency, non-trivial functional dependency, multi-valued dependency, and then transitive dependency. So so we are going to see with one by one. So what is trivial functional dependency? What is trivial functional dependency? So what is trivial? Trivial means infinite loop will be represented. That is, infinite loop will be represented. That is what is the trivial functional dependency. What is trivial functional dependency here? A set of attribute which derive itself and another set of attributes, then it is called as a trivial functional dependency. For example, the same thing, whenever you are giving your register number and your date of birth, you are supposed to see your register number, name and then the result, or internal marks for each subject. So this is what is trivial functional dependency. What is trivial functional dependency? Either it can be represented as A tends to B. So B is a subset of A. B must be a subset of A, or A tends to A and B tends to B is also possible. So this is what is trivial functional dependency. For example, what I have said register number and date of birth. Once you are giving your register number and date of birth, you are supposed to identify the name, your name and your register number also. So what is it? Register number is a subset of E. Register number is a subset of LHS. So RHS must be a subset of LHS. Then it is a trivial functional dependency. We'll see the example. We have thing student ID and student name. So and student age. So we'll have three attributes. Student ID, student name, combinedly you can find the value of student ID. So STID is a subset of LHS. RHS is a subset of LHS. So it is trivial functional dependency, which derives itself means it is also a trivial functional dependency. The next is non-trivial functional dependency. What is non-trivial functional dependency? Trivial means which derive itself. It has to form a looping, and y must be a subset of x. Here y should not be a subset of x. That is called as non-trivial functional dependency. RHS and LHS must be different to each other. That is what is trivial non-trivial functional dependency. Consider from the employee ID you can find the employee name and employee address. So employee name is not a subset of employee ID. Similarly, employee address is not subset of employee ID. So now it is non-trivial functional dependency. The next one is your multi-valued dependency. What is multi-valued dependency? When you are going to consider multi-valued dependency in the sense, it's a collection of attributes we have, a set of attributes which are independent to each other, but they are dependent on particular some attributes. That is called as a multi-valued dependency. For example, consider that there are three attributes: bike model, manufacturing year, and then color. So manufacturing year, we'll see the manufacturing. Each year will have a different bike models will be released by the companies, and each bike model will have a different colors. So with the help of manufacturing year, we are not supposed to identify the colors. Similarly, from the manufacturing year, we are not supposed to find the particular bike model. Similarly, we can take that color. Color is an attribute. From this color attribute, we are not supposed to identify the manufacturing year, because each year will have a different bike models. We'll have a redundant answers. So you have to avoid this. So that from the manufacturing year and the color, both are independent to each other, but we can say that bike model. So when you are giving a bike model, you are able to identify their manufacturing year and then the color. Consider that R15. What does the R15 means? R15, the manufacturing year of R15 can be identified, and similarly what is the color of it can be identified. This is what is here dependency. So manufacturing year and color are independent to each other, but these two attributes can be derived with the help of bike model. So this is what is a transitive multi-valued functional dependency. Bike model, from the bike model we can find the manufacturing year, from the bike model we can find the colors. The next topic is type is transitive functional dependency. What is transitive functional dependency? So in transitive functional dependency, we have a set of functional dependency. From that we can find the new functional dependency, that is called as transitive functional dependency. For example, there are two functional dependency already exist. X tends to Y and Y tends to Z. What is transitive functional dependency? X tends to Y and Y tends to Z. These are the two functional dependency which is already available. Now, what is transitive functional dependency? X tends to Z is possible. X tends to Z is possible. That is called as transitive functional dependency. So, what is X tends to Z? X tends to Y is already, the functional dependency is available, and similarly Y tends to Z is already available. Now X tends to Z is available. So X tends to Z is possible. This is called as a transitive functional dependency. Consider that, for example, from the faculty ID I can find the name of the faculty, and from the name of the faculty I can find the address of the faculty. What it means that from the faculty ID I can find the address of that particular faculty. With the help of faculty ID, I can find the address of the faculty. So this is called as transitive functional dependency. So the thing which you have to note, very very important, is that X, that is faculty ID, must be a prime attribute, and then the Y, that is Y, must be a non-prime attribute. Y must be a non-prime attribute. You have to be very aware of it. So if both are prime attribute, then it will not be a transitive functional dependency. For example, consider book tends to author is possible. From the given book, title of the book, we can find the author. We can find the author. From the author, we can find the age of the author. We can find the age of the author. So this is what is here dependency. There are two dependencies which is already existed. Book tends to author and author tends to age. Now, what is transitive functional dependency? Book tends to age is possible. From the book itself, we can find the age of the author. So this is what is transitive functional dependency. Transitive functional dependency. So already I told you that X tends to Y is possible and Y tends to X will not be a possible. That is, from the prime attribute, non-prime attribute can be derived. From the non-prime attribute, you cannot derive the prime attribute. So this is what is the condition. So book tends to author and author tends to book is not possible. Then author tends to age. So what is transitive dependency? X tends to Y, Y tends to Z means X tends to Z is possible. X tends to Y and then Y tends to Z means X tends to Z is possible. This is called as a transitive functional dependency. And the next one is here full functional dependency. Full functional dependency means, what is functional dependency? X tends to Y. Y must be a subset of X. Y must be a subset of X. Okay. Y, that is, it determines the value. It may be a subset or it may not be a subset. Okay. Okay, what is full functional dependency? If the functional dependency, functional dependent on attribute and not on any of its proper subset. We'll see this with an example and then can consider that there are three functional dependencies in this relation. SSN, comma, P number derives as functional dependency 1. SSN, P number derives as is a one functional dependency. And then similarly, we can derive from the same dependency, we can derive the employee name. So now consider that after removing a P number, SSN comma P number tends to us as a functional dependency 1. So in this, if we are removing the P number, we are not supposed to identify the hours of the project, number of hours of the project. It is not possible because it is full functional dependent. By combining these two attributes only, we can be able to derive the values of another attribute. Then it is called as full functional dependency. Now consider same SSN comma P number tends to E name. Is it possible? No. It is not a full functional dependency because if you are removing a P number itself, we can find the employee name. So it is not a full functional dependency. It is called as a partial functional dependency. Then that's all. In this video, we have concluded with all the different types of functional dependency. Thank you.